Anthony Ferguson. This is a Consciousness Ascending presentation. This is Accelerating Your Journey, episode number 60. Discipline and focus, reveal it all. Your attention is the doorway to the truth. We are excited to be here on this Monday, October the 22nd. It's just exciting. It's a beautiful day. It's a fantastic day. Had an interesting manifestation of an idea of time this morning. Taking kids to school, pushing against, striving not to push against the idea of not being on time, and was presented with an experience where came in contact with a school bus that we have never gotten behind, and I told my son that it was residue of an old idea, the idea of pushing against the desire to be on time. The new idea being that we are always where we are supposed to be, exactly when we're supposed to be there, and all things are working in our favor, conspiring in our favor, and we were all in unison with that, laughing at the idea of what had manifest this morning again as residue of an old idea. It was really funny. Still made it on time, but it was funny how the opportunity was there to be frustrated and allow the past momentum that was still revealing itself to be a source of low vibration, which we did not do. So it was fantastic. So, if you find value in these interactions, if you've discovered that we have other lives available to view and to glean from, if you found value, be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notifications so that you're alerted for new content, and when the next lives are coming up on the schedule, be sure to check the description for ways that you can connect on a deeper level. If you feel stuck, if you know you are stuck, if you have a level of confusion in your experience at the moment, or you have ideas and information that you have come in contact with that feels right, that feels next level, but you have yet to be able to integrate it fully, private sessions are excellent for that. If you have been on this path for a period of time and you know that you are moving slowly, finding it a struggle to be consistent in your play and practice, we offer a private community which is excellent for that. Just check the description, find ways, see how you can connect on a deeper level, and the benefit to that, which is extreme, which is magnificent. So, again, our topic for today is discipline and focus, reveal it all. Your attention is the doorway to the truth. Let's get started. Conscious creators. Your attention is the doorway to the truth, because the idea of where you hold your attention is key. At the moment, that which you are experiencing, that which is occurring outside of you, physically, that you're holding as the truth is where your attention is. And if the experiences that you're holding as the truth, as your truth, are undesired experiences, well, then you're fueling their creation. The repetition experience does not continue, it repeats based on where you are placing your attention. If you're continuously repeating where you hold your attention, consistently holding it in the same position, on the same idea, entertaining the same imagery, feeling the same feelings, offering the same vibrational state over and over again, then you're constantly creating the momentum that fuels the same experience. Where you place your attention. Your attention is on the type of relationship that you are used to. Your attention is there when you are remembering the episodes and happenings in your relationships that you have become accustomed to. Your attention is constantly on that segment of an idea, the nature of the idea, the imagery of the idea, and it causes you to feel the feeling in harmony, in alignment with that idea. And that is your truth because of where you place your attention. So when it comes to the desire, the intention to transform an experience, to recreate experience, first and foremost to recreate yourself, because that's what we're doing. That's the play and practice, and that's where we're going. To recreate yourself because it is you, your mental framework. It is you, your vibrational expression, your energy expression, your frequency, your tone. The couple, the match of that is what places you in alignment with the collaborative components that come together with perfect timing to yield the experience. For many of you in areas, the same experience over and over again. Some for days, some for weeks, months, some for years. The same financial circumstance. How is that possible? Continuing to meet the same type of individuals in relationship, different faces, but how do you keep having the same type of experience over and over again? How's that possible? The same success or failed success in your job searches, your job experiences, your careers. You seem to have the same type of challenges even though you change jobs, and you blame it on the people. You blame it on the leadership. This is always being done to me. How do you find the same experiences over and over again? As a conscious creator, you have to begin to look inward for the source and not externally. You have to look inward for the cause. You have to notice the thoughts that seem aligned with the experience. You have to notice the feeling of the experience and notice when you think about it, you feel the exact same way. Even when you're not in that position. Even when the experience is not in front of you, when you think about it. Because you're passionate about not having that experience. Because you're passionate about changing the experience from what you don't like. And so when you're driving and you're in the shower or you're doing your thing and you entertain that idea, it comes to you without you consciously asking for it because you have sown it as a dominant idea. So now the thought patterns for that idea come at random because you have a dominant idea that is sown and that has huge energy tied to it. When it comes and you see the thoughts, and now you go down the road of thinking about that idea and you start feeling it, well, now you're in alignment with it again. And the cycle is fueled and moved into repetition. But your attention can yield the doorway. Where you place your attention and your focus can yield the doorway. What we suggest, and this is what we suggest earlier this week, what we suggest first and foremost is that you place your attention on a single idea. A single idea of potential experience. Preferably one that you have never had before. Because this is how you clean the slate, if you will. Place your attention on a single idea that you have never had before. Feel the feeling of that experience. Is it a beautiful experience? Is it an excellent experience? Is it an experience laced with brilliance? Doesn't matter the experience, but identify an experience that you might or would enjoy that you've never had before. It can be the observing of a thing, the observing of a relationship, the observing of something material, whether it's a car or a home, something you've been interested in, the observing of a particular job or career that you are interested in. Notice how it feels and begin to ponder that idea. Begin to think about that idea. And what you will find is that you will begin to see in your experience events, happenings. There will be synchronicities that appear that are in direct relationship to this new idea. And that's why we suggest it as something that you've never experienced before. something that's outside of your normal realm, so that you are easily recognizing and aware of the material, the new material that begins to enter into your experience. If you start entertaining the idea of being a rocket scientist, if you start entertaining the idea of being a salesman of rocket fuel, you probably know nobody that does that. But the information will begin to make its way to you in your experience. This is how you begin to know that you are creating. This is how you begin to know where your true power lies. This is how you begin to build the muscle of awareness and understanding of the truth of how your experience is manifesting. Attention and focus on a new idea. You play with it. You play and practice with it. And once you begin to see it, you do it again with something else. And you do it again with something else. And you do it again with something else. Until you become aware and it anchors within your body that it's not coincidence. It's not coincidence that I am holding my attention and my focus on an idea that I've never entertained before, and now I'm seeing evidence of that attention and that focus in my social media, in my media sources. I'm seeing evidence of this thing that I have never cared anything about before. I am hearing in conversation evidence of the thing that I am holding that I've never heard before. This is the proof that the idea is getting closer and closer to you. Because the information and conversations and material things related to that idea start appearing in your experience. And you know for a fact that you've never seen any of these ideas or these bits of information, this data, appearing in your experience before. This is how you prove it to yourself. Your discipline and focus reveal it all. They reveal the truth. We also suggest that you could look out in nature and begin to identify the truths of you in source that are being expressed consistently in nature. The truth of abundance, the truth of health and well-being. And begin to hold those ideas and notice in your experience how you are in alignment with those ideas in certain ways and how you are out of alignment with them in certain ways. But attention and focus inward is the key to revealing the truth. Right now, again, most are holding their attention and their focus externally. They're unaware that it's not possible for an experience to be the cause of an experience. They're so swallowed up in the idea of all of the material that is being presented, that's being taken in by their physical senses. And they're being tossed from one place to the other by that material, constantly reacting to experience, reacting. And taking that which is occurring outside of them as the truth. Constantly being moved inward to feeling states. This happened, I'm excited. This happened, I'm stressed. I'm sad. I'm frustrated. This happened, I feel loved. This happened, I feel hate. I hate it. Constantly being moved by the external. Not realizing that source cause is an internal thing. Not realizing that you can consciously choose your states of being. not realizing that choosing your states of being held consistently with attention and with the focus on the ideas that you intend, on the ideas that you would like to see, is what begins to establish the momentum for the physical manifestation of the experience. And the interesting thing is that you do it already. Think about it. For those of you who have attended a secondary school, your college or university idea, you made the decision to attend that school, to go to school. You made the decision on what school to go to. You made the decision to be strong in that endeavor and to see it through to fulfillment, to graduation. And what did you do in that idea? You have an intention through the course of study, through the days, the weeks, the months, the years. You held the idea in the back of your mind of completion, of your walking across the stage, of your receiving the documents that say you completed the program, you completed the course of study. And because you've seen the videos, because you've attended these ceremonies before, because you may have had family members who have completed this idea, you know what that ceremony and that ending looks like, and you know what it feels like. You know what that successful completion feels like. You know what the cheers and the celebrations look and feel like. And you have those and had those in the back of your mind and body, carrying them with you all the while you were attending class and doing your thing. And you were doing everything right from a creative standpoint, but you were utilizing the internal creative faculties in the direction of your choosing. You've done it with the school idea we just described. You've done it with choosing restaurants. You've done it with choosing vacation spots. You've done it with choosing vehicles to purchase, homes to purchase. The internal, the choosing of the designs, the choosing of the type of food and the location and the styles and all of these different things, these were internal actions that you were making. These were internal activities of gaining clarity and getting more and more clear and specific on that which you were intending to experience. And many of you created those experiences to a T, but you don't remember. Because you weren't thinking, I am creating this. So you didn't log it away as evidence of your true potential and power. Many of you created it very, very close to what you wanted, but you had things happen that were undesired because you were carrying some type of fear or insecurity. And that's what muddied the water. That energy, that frequency that you offered that was hesitation or doubt is what muddied the water. But many of you know what it felt like to be pure, to know that you were created, to know that this is what I'm intending and this is the only option because I'm doing it for my sister or I'm doing it for my brother and they said they wanted this and so I'm going to do it, I'm going to find it, and you made it happen because you were clear on the inside. You were resolved on the inside. You refused to entertain any other possibility on the inside. And that's why you claimed the resources, you claimed the support, you claimed the individuals who could help you materialize that exact experience. And you weren't in any type of frustration or fear because you were doing it fully for the love of your brother or your sister or whatever it might have been. Just recently, many attended a wedding, and there were many people who were engaged in the creation of the experience. And even though there was some disagreements, even though there was some other happenings that caused some stress in the creation of the experience, everyone involved was holding the idea of an excellent experience created for the two people that were getting married. And that's exactly what happened. Were there bumps in the road leading up to the day of the experience? Yes, but because everyone was holding the same idea of success for the loved ones that were engaged in this ceremony, that is what the manifested experience was. All pieces fell into place. Everyone that needed to be a support was a support. From the people directing the parking, to the people helping with the food, to the people handling the music, to the people handling the setting up of the tables, the breaking down of the tables and the chairs. Seamless. All of this the result of an internal clarity, internal specification of the experience, and the feeling, the love, the care, the concern for those that were, who the ceremony was for. That feeling is what laced and colored the entire day. Where you place your attention and your focus is key. And the discipline and the focus to be able to hold your attention on a single idea reveals the truth. The truth of what? The truth that you are creating. The truth that you are powerful more than you realize. And the more you walk this path and the more consistent you are, the more your potential is revealed to you. That which appears outside of you as experience externally has no causal power. The minute it appears, the moment after, it is history. A thing cannot be the cause of a thing. And an experience is not the cause of an experience. So, we're excited for each of you. Thankful for those of you who have participated in this interaction, supported us in the creation of this interaction. We're thankful for those of you who have found this recording and allowed us to be of support in that manner. If you have any questions or comments on that which has been discussed or that which you have been inspired to, we'll take a few moments to communicate on those. Just place them in the chat. Again, if you have found value here, be sure to subscribe. Look to the description for ways that you can connect on an even deeper level. And we're excited for each of you. Amirali, if that's correct. Hello, hello. Thank you for being here. Zakaya, hello. Thank you for being here. Awesome. Awesome. You said you were coming. It's exciting. Catherine, hello. Any comments, any questions, anything you would like to discuss for a few moments? How to maintain the feeling. Kaya says, I just want to know how to maintain the feeling. If we're honest, it's difficult to maintain the feeling. And it's difficult because of your conditioning. To this point, everyone is conditioned to a certain level of vibration. And they have the mental framework to support that level of vibration that is consistently held, right? That has been consistently held to this time. Your play and practice is to continually reach for higher vibration. Right? Benny did once upon a time, and he still does it. Actually, he still does it. He sets his phone for an hour, and he did a whole challenge a few years ago with individuals where they set their phone every hour, and when the phone went off, they got themselves into a higher vibrational state. And then they went about their day. And when the phone went off again, they took a moment, got themselves into a higher vibrational state. And then they just watched how their experience began to mirror their more consistently being in a higher vibrational state. And then on the weekends, they got together on a Q&A and they had conversations about it. But that's the play and practice. The play and practice is just continue reaching for a higher vibrational state. And there's no special way to do it. Anything that makes you feel good. Remembering a beautiful interaction or conversation. Remembering and singing your favorite song. Remembering an excellent vacation destination or your favorite one. Entertaining the idea of a rainbow. Entertaining the idea of the sun. And how that feels. Any of those ideas. Any idea. Or you can go into meditation and ask your inner being, what is the highest space to entertain? What is the highest and best space for me at this moment to entertain so that I can begin to establish myself with greater and greater consistency in a higher frequency state? Ask your inner being. Let your inner being, your higher self, communicate to you on the screen of your mind the highest and best imagery for you at the moment and the feeling. And then you log it away and then set your phone, and every hour you entertain that idea and you let yourself become engulfed in the feeling, and then you go about your day. And understand that every time you do that, you are reconditioning yourself. You have to recondition yourself. Every cell, every particle at this moment is attuned to a certain level of vibration and frequency. And as you reach for higher, you are retuning yourself. You are reconditioning yourself to a higher vibration. Now, as you do that throughout the day, and you go into your meditative state, when you take that time, we want you to notice that once you are still, and you can use this idea to get still. Consider a lake, a beautiful lake at midnight where there's no movement. There's nothing moving. Everything is still. You might can hear the light rustle of leaves or see the light movement on the surface from the breeze. But at the center of the lake, it's still. There's no movement. And when you get yourself in that space in meditation, and you're still, begin to notice that your vibrational state begins to rise on its own. Once everything is quieted, once everything is slowed down, mainly the mind, when it is quieted, when it is slowed down, because your attention and your focus is on the stillness of the lake, right? You have to put your attention and your focus on something. You place your attention, your focus on the stillness of the lake. That slows and quiets the mind. And when you do that and you're still and you're just being in that space, notice that your vibration rises on its own because you have slowed and quieted the mind by giving it something to focus on, and your natural, truthful state begins to reveal itself. Everything that you're searching for is already there. It's just masked over by the conditioning. So you play and practice with a higher vibrational state as often as you can. Just set your phone. When it goes off, get yourself in that state and then keep moving through your day. When you have time to meditate, get yourself in that stillness, that center of the lake where there's no movement. and watch how your vibration begins to rise on its own naturally from where it was before you started, from where it is normally as you walk about your day. Take a snapshot. Note that this is your normal, this is your truth, if you will. And then what's going to happen is you're going to begin to notice how often you are out of those states. You're going to begin to notice the thought patterns that take you out of those states. That's the first thing you begin to notice. But be excited about it, because that means that your awareness has expanded to the point to where you see that which is separating you. Before, you didn't see it. You thought it was just you. But now, as your awareness has expanded, you begin to see that which is separating you from being able to be consistently in higher frequency. And so you address those ideas with whatever tools you have. You address those ideas. Engage your inner being to remove and release those ideas, to weaken the emotion around those ideas, and you continue to play and practice. Don't allow yourself to be frustrated at not being able to maintain a higher frequency when you haven't been consistent, and you know that you have to go through the process of reconditioning yourself and releasing the ideas that have been established that are holding you in that position. Don't let yourself be frustrated about that. Just stay about the play and practice. Continue to walk the path. That's what keeps you expanding and in an upward level trajectory. And we have ways also that we offer to speed up the process. But this is how you do it if you are consistent in building the muscle internally as you go about your daily life. Does that make sense? Awesome question, though. Awesome question. That's powerful. Lets us know that you are on the path and striving to become more and more aware. Does anyone else have any questions? All right. Excellent. Excellent. Absolutely excellent. Thank you again, each of you, for with your vibrational offerings supporting us in the creation of this interaction. Again, we're thankful for those of you who have found this recorded and allowed us to be of support in that manner. We are here for you. We are here for you. We love you very much, and we will talk to you soon.